PTCI, in conjunction with Panhandle State University, bring you men's soccer action. We are at Carl Wooten Field, Anchor D Stadium in no man's land. Today, the Aggies take on the Tigers from Central Christian.
Against your OPSU Aggies. At this time, we'll introduce the starters.
Central Christian comes in with an overall record of 5-8-1, 1-5 in the Sooner Athletic Conference. Their starters: number 1, Sebastian Herrera; number 3, Manny Tadeo; number 4, Francisco Macedo Goitia; number 8, Andres Silva; number 10, Matias Nunez; number 11, Mitchell Frost; number 12, Felipe de Costa Evangelista; number 13, Benjamin Barrera; number 16, Christian Samano; number 21, Carlos Arias; and number 23, Lucas Cherif.
Number 1, Christopher Monge.
The Tigers are coached by head coach Aaron Roxy. His assistants are Matthew Malone, Cole Hausch, and Enrique Barrios. And now the starters for your Aggies. In goal from Santiago, Chile, number 1, Christopher Monge. Defenseman from Mustang, Oklahoma, number 2, Alexander Murillo.
Number 17,
A defenseman from Spilimberto, Italy, number 4, Matty Vecchi. A defenseman from Scotland, number 5, Nick Terry. A defenseman from Kingston, Jamaica, number 6, Taze Ellington. A midfielder from Cape Town, South Africa, number 10, Chelson Carolison. A midfielder from Girardot, Colombia, number 15, Nicolas Nieto. A midfielder from Heredia, Costa Rica, number 17, Alan Gamboa. A midfielder from Barranquilla, Colombia, number 18, Andres Munoz. A midfielder from Cali, Colombia, number 23, Francisco Ramirez. And a midfielder from England, London, England, number 27, Luke Watson-Reed. Aggies come into this contest with an 8-4-1 record, and they are 3-3 in the Sooner Athletic Conference. They are coached by Brandon Misakaraka. He is assisted by Martin McMurphy, Rudy Rodiger, and also John Avalos. The Tigers will have the opening possession of the contest. Waiting for the referees to get in position. They'll signal this thing ready to play. There we go. Ball back to the back line of the Tigers. Panhandle State in their first season. They sit in 5th place in the Sooner Athletic Conference. Throw in for the Aggies. Watson-Reed with the ball. There's the throw in. Header. That one cleared out. Back to midfield. Back line there. That was Terry with it. Terry with it again. Up ahead to Munoz, sends it back into the midfield to Nieto. Long kick ahead, and that's going to be too far ahead for Munoz to chase it down, so it'll be a throw in for the Tigers. Ball back up to midfield. Tigers able to keep possession. Now up to the far sideline, across midfield. Back line heads that one. Now Aggies with possession. Ball back up to Munoz. Gets it up ahead to Carolison. Now out wide. Watson Reed had kind of stopped to play defense there, and then Central Christian defender couldn't quite get to it. Watson Reed may have been able to play on that one. There's the throw in from the Tigers. Getting a foot on it there was Nieto. Now Carolson trying to chase it down. He can grab from behind, kicks it towards the box. That's going to be a foul, and it's going to be a free kick for the Aggies. So scoring opportunity here already for the Aggies. Aggies trying to get back on the winning track after losing their last 2 games. They've been shut out by Southwestern Christian and also John Brown. That one cleared back out and out of bounds, so it'll be another throw in for the Aggies. Carolson with it. Leaves it behind. Central Christian defense able to take possession. Now with it near midfield. Ellington gets it back for the Aggies. Slide tackle. They'll say that's a free kick for the Aggies. Ellington puts it back into play quickly. Watson Reed with it now. Over to Carolson here on the near sideline. Centering kick into the box. And can't quite get high enough for the header. But a good attempt, an attack by the Aggies, as that was Francisco Ramirez on the backside. There's the goal kick. Here midfield, headed back into the offensive end for the Aggies. Ball will roll out of bounds, throw in for the Tigers. On the far sideline, ball tapped out of bounds, another throw in for the Tigers. Defense will set. Back to the back line, and that kick blocks, so it'll be a throw-in for the Aggies. They're on the far sideline. Ramirez tried to tap that one forward. Chased down, Ellington gets a foot on it. Now Central Christian with it near midfield. Up ahead on the near sideline. Still with possession. A hard tackle there by Nieto. He's going to be called for the foul. That was a pretty hard tackle there by Nieto. So Nunez back up on his feet, but still limping a little bit. Andres Silva will take the free kick. There's the centering kick. That one headed out by the defense. Still loose in front of the penalty box. That one in the middle there. Nunez had a foot on it there. Now Aggies with it back the other way. Gamboa with it. And he's going to be called for the foul as he grabbed the arm. No, they'll call that on Central Christian, actually. So free kick, just over 60 out. When headed up, but it'll go into the box. And the Central Christian goalie will step out to make that stop. Central Christian now with it, past midfield. That's going to be a foul on Ramirez, so it'll be a free kick. Back up near along the sideline on the far side. Ball out of bounds off the Aggie defense. Quickly thrown back in. Nice slide tackle. It'll be another throw in. Could not tell for sure which Aggie defender that was, but that was a nice slide tackle to keep that from being a dangerous play. Ball into the box. It goes sideline side. Fakes the fall. Referee won't fall for it, so it'll be a goal kick for the Aggies. Aggies will send it back to Manji in goal. He'll reset it. Big kick. Off the chest of Munoz. Central Christian takes back possession, though, quickly. Now they are on the attack. Aggie defense in good position to knock it away, though. Up ahead. And to Ramirez. Ramirez will throw in now. Ellington with the kick up ahead. Munoz. Outside to Watson Reed. Munoz with it now. Back to the back line to Terry. Carolison, really with a pass to himself. Looked like it was tapped on the tackle by the defender, but no, they'll say last touch by Panhandle State, so it'll be a goal kick. As that one went out the inline. 35 minutes still to play here in the first half. No score. Number 1, Sebastian Herrera, the goalkeeper for Central Christian. On the goal kick back out to midfield. Ball goes out of bounds. It'll be a throw in for the Tigers. Tigers still with it to the far sideline, just outside the box. And that errant pass intercepted by the Aggies. Ball up ahead. Avoids the first defender. And that tackle takes it away. And back to the back line of the Tiger defense. Now ball kicked to the back line of the Aggie defense. Marivecki there to grab it. Players from all over the world making up this Aggie team. At least 19 nations, 18 flags on the other side. And of course the American flag on the pole. So quite the international flavor to this inaugural season for the Aggies. Central Christian with it now, 35 yards out. Sends it in, now back out. Aggies now with possession. Central Christian gets it back. Aggie defense able to clear it out, but Central Christian does keep possession. And that foot will clear it out past the back line. That one's going to go out of bounds, so it'll be a throw in for the Aggies. Quickly up to throw it back in, kicked out of bounds again. Watson Reed with the throw in to Munoz. Munoz sends it back to midfield. And that's Vecchi. His pass knocked back outside. Guys descended it through again, and the Central Christian defense able to secure that middle and possession now. Now back on the attack the other way. Shot, and over the head of Manji. Just a gorgeous shot from 45 yards out from Matias Nunez, number 10. So Central Christian takes the early 1-0 lead with 31:53 still to play here in the first half. Manji, who is just a fantastic goalie, maybe not napping just a little bit there, and also just a fantastic shot as well. Central Christian back with possession again. Ball out of bounds, now a throw in. Watson Reed will pick it up. Tiger defense able to clear it out to midfield. Watson Reed with the hard tackle. That's going to be a foul, so free kick near midfield for the Tigers. Carolison gets that back for the Aggies. Now back to midfield though, Central Christian with it again. Only sends it to midfield. Watson Reed kicks that one out of bounds. Throw in for the Tigers. And that one back out of bounds. Throw in for the Aggies. Throw into Munoz. Another throw in for the Aggies. Throws it into Munoz. Defense clears it back to Watson Reed. Header up to Munoz. And it'll be Aggie ball. Ellington can't control that one out of bounds. Throw in for the Tigers. Central Christian defensive back line with it. At Aaron pass. Ellington with it now. Sends it in. The outer edge. and knocked out of bounds. That's going to be a corner kick for the Aggies, as Ramirez looks like he'll take it. No, switch out. That went on the ground into the outer edge of the box. Central Christian able to clear that out with possession of it. Up near the midfield. And Watson Reed sends it out of bounds, so it'll be a throw-in for the Tigers. Couple of headers along that far sideline. Central Christian with an opportunity here just outside the box, sends it in and cleared out. Nieto there. And Nieto on the defense again. It will be a goal kick for the Aggies. Central Christian dominating time of possession, back with possession of it again here at midfield. Up ahead, midfield circle. Sends it back. Foul call. So it'll be a free kick from 50 out for the Tigers. Of course, the lone goal of the game was from 45. Back to midfield. That errant pass, Carolson with it now. Aggies on the attack. That pass blocked. Tigers with it in the middle of the field. Now to the top side. Back into the middle. Here's a shot off of several Aggie defenders. Tigers set up their offense. Trying to send it in. Aggie defense there to win it away. Central Christian gets back possession though. That one headed out of bounds. Throw in for the Tigers. Aggie defense comes away with it. Carolson sends it up ahead. Gamboa couldn't quite chase that one down. Goalie Herrera will let it go out the back line. So goal kick for the Tigers. Just under 25 still to play here in the first half. Central Christian leading Panhandle 1-0. Central Christian with it. 30 out. Centering kick, there's a shot. And Manji with the save sends it over the crossbar. That one just about the same spot as the goal that was scored earlier. It's going to be a corner kick for the Tigers. So far in the game, they are really taking the attack to the Aggies. There's the centering kick outside of the box. And that one's going to roll out of bounds. It will be a throw in for the Aggies. That one, last touch by Munoz, a throw in for the Tigers. Ellington gets a foot on that one to send it back to midfield. Ball still bounding loose. Ellington with the kick up ahead into the offensive end. Ramirez giving chase, ball knocked out of bounds. It will be a throw in for the Aggies. There's a shot. Yeah, not a very hard shots, but easily controlled by Herrera in the goal for the Tigers. Ball to midfield, headed back by Nieto. Munoz back to Nieto. And a foul called on Munoz. We'll give a free kick. Actually just a throw in on that as the ball just went out of bounds on that. Carlson with a foot on it. And back to the back line as the Aggies will have possession now. Vecchi up to Nieto. Nieto still with possession of it, near midfield. Not really getting any help, nowhere to pass it to. Central Christian takes back possession. Hard tackle there by Nieto. Munoz with it now back to Watson Reed. Ellington with it now. Munoz back to Watson Reed, sends it into the middle. Carlson with it just outside the box. That one's cleared out. And we've got a timeout on the field. 21:03 for an injury back from the tackle earlier. Central Christian leads Panhandle State 1-0.
Carlos Arias shaken up on the play. Number 21 being assisted off the field.
That is number 21, Carlos Arias, that was injured on that tackle earlier. It was a pretty hard tackle, but did get ball before, so a legal tackle. And he's walking off pretty gingerly with some assistance. And play is restarted. They'll send it back to Herrera in goal. Big kick out to midfield. Watson Reed and Nieto run into each other, but Aggies now back with possession. Vecchi from the back line sends it on the ground up the head to Gamboa. Gamboa out wide to Munoz. Munoz chases it down before it goes out of bounds. Now over to the header to the far post, too wide. And Munoz could not get to it before it went out of bounds. Nieto brings down up to Carolison. Now Carolison with a foot on it. There's a shot, and that one way high and over the crossbar. That one will go out in the street as it even bounds over the fence that surrounds Carl Wooten Field, Anchored East Stadium. And you'd hate to be the ball boy that has to chase that one down. Under 20 here, still to play in the first half. Now on the far sideline, Central Christian on the attack. Back again near the outer edge of the box. Woman shot in and cleared out by Nick Terry. That's going to be a corner kick for the Tigers. So another scoring opportunity for the Tigers as they have been the aggressors early in this one. There's the centering kick. That one cleared out with a header. It'll roll out of bounds and be a throw-in for the Aggies. That one, and now they switch that. It did look like it was touched by an Aggie head there. So Central Christian on the throw-in. Ball taken away there by Munoz. Up to Carolison. He's got it taken away from him. That went into the box and then cleared out. Now Carolison steps in front of that one. He's got possession. Gets it up to Gamboa, back outside to Carolison. There's a long one into the box. Herrera comes out and makes the play on it before Gamboa can do anything. 17.5 left here in the first half. 1-0 Central Christian leads. Ellington now with it in the midfield. Up ahead to Munoz. Nieto back over to Munoz. Carlson kicks it ahead. Central Christian gets it back. And a foul called. So it'll be a free kick. As that is Felipe de Costa Evangelista, who was tackled hard on the play. Looked like got him right on the edge of his shoe on his toes. He's back on his feet, so free kick for the Tigers. And ball goes out of bounds, so it'll be a throw-in for the Aggies. And that's going to be a yellow card. On Lucas Cherif, number 23, is Watson Reed went to go get it. He tossed it out of the way, so. Ball back in play on the throw in. Under 16 to play. Nieto gets a foot on that one. Central Christian looks like they have possession though. Ellington steps in, trying to win possession. Sending it back into the defensive end of Central Christian though. They will keep possession. Nieto there again, steps in. They'll call a foul there near midfield. So ball back over to Panhandle. Or over to Central Christian, excuse me. There's a long kick on the sideline. That one cleared out. Back to midfield. The header keeps it bounding. On the midfield circle, now back. And that one headed out of bounds by Vecchi. Throw in for the Tigers. Vecchi tries to clear that one out, but it's into a Central Christian player. And that shot is going to be well wide of the goal off the side of his foot. So that will be a goal kick for the Aggies. Mongi quickly in position, kicks it out to Nick Terry. The header forward by Gamboa. Back at midfield now with Central Christian with possession of it. Sends it in. Avoids the first tackle. That one tapped away. Ellington with it now. Trying to get it up to Gamboa. Gamboa chases it down. There's a shot to the far post. Goal! Gamboa sends it in with 13:20 to play here in the first half to tie it back up at 1 apiece. Beautiful play there by Gamboa.
For the Aggies by number 17, Alan Gamboa.
To tie that one up. Central Christian with the restart. They've got possession. Back line passes it up to the midfield. The Aggie defenders surround him. He sends it backwards. Carolison was challenging, now on the far sideline. All volleyed around. It'll be a throw in for the Aggies. Up the far sideline. Central Christian wins it back. Vecchi will chase it down. Manji with the aggressive play will slide out there and grab it. Terry with it now. The big boot up ahead. Gamboa can't get the header he wants on it. Knocks it up twice. And that one will go out of bounds. So the Aggies with the throw in. Gets it in. Ellington sends it in. And that's going to be an easy grab for Herrera. Header by Nieto. Central Christian with possession now. Gonna try to send it through. Terry there on the defensive end though. Munoz. Carolison over to Nieto. Now over to Vecchi. He'll send it back to Terry. Ball out of bounds off of Central Christian. A quick throw in by the Aggies. Terry sends it forward. And back to the goalie. He knocks it back to midfield. Ellington gets a foot on it. Munoz with a foot on it. And nothing comes of it. 10 minutes still to play here in the first half. Tied up at 1 apiece. The header by Watson Reed. They'll say the foul, though, on the push from behind will be Central Christian ball. Quickly put it back in play near midfield. They'll send it into the back line. Back to the back line again. Now in the midfield circle, now on the near sideline. Takes it in. Pass up ahead, back outside. There's a shot, and that one too high over the crossbar. Manji was in good position for that one as well. It'll be a goal kick for the Aggies. Vecchi with the big boot up ahead to Ellington. Ellington outside to Munoz. Munoz couldn't quite get his foot on it. And ball out of bounds, throw in for the Tigers. That one cleared out high along the sideline, out of bounds. Let's say last touch by the Aggies, so another throw in for Central Christian. Seven and a half left to play here in the first half. Still tied up at 1 apiece. On the attack on the near sideline, there's a centering kick on the ground. There's an opportunity shot. It's partially blocked, still loose out front. Blocked. Blocked by the defense again, and the Aggies dodge a bullet there. Ball all the way out now near midfield. They'll send it all the way back to Herrera as he'll come out of the goal. But several shots there for the Tigers. Aggies fortunate to come away without giving up anything. Both player for each team down. You're wondering what the foul is going to be here. And they're calling for a clock stoppage. 6:36 left to play. We're tied up at 1 apiece here in the first half.
Luke Reed injured for the Aggies.
The injured player still didn't catch the number there, helped off the field. So here's the free kick from just under 25 yards out. There's a centering kick. Aggies able to clear it out of the zone there. Central Christian with possession though. That kick will clear it out to Gamboa trying to chase it down. Gets possession. Now over to Carolison. Up ahead to Munoz, can't get a solid foot on it. Central Christian with it again. And that one will go out of bounds, and that will be a throw in for the Aggies. Ellington quickly throws it back into Terry. Another throw in for the Aggies. Tried to get it into Carolison, but pass intercepted. New man in the game is from Johannesburg, South Africa, number 26, Sean Wallace. He had a foot on that one for a little bit. Ellington with it now. Up ahead to Munoz. Sends it all the way across. Defense there. Munoz sends it back in the offensive end. Central Christian, though, with possession. Now Carolison steps in front of that one, and that's going to be a foul as Carolison goes tumbling to the ground. So free kick for the Aggies from about 38 yards out. Central Christian not too happy with that call, but it's not going to change it. The Aggies will have the free kick from there. Substitution for Central Christian. .504 to play here in the first half, tied up at 1 apiece. Carolison will take the free kick. Over the top to the corner, Herrera has to leave his feet to send that one out of bounds. That will be a corner kick, and it'll be Carolison taking that as well. There's a centering kick. Gamboa tried to get ahead on that one. It's cleared out. And a foul called on Central Christian. It's going to be another free kick for the Aggies from just over 25 yards out. And it'll be Ellington that will take this one. There it is. It bends in and just barely tapped away by Herrera. As that one looked like it was going to climb in just under the crossbar. Aggies almost take the lead there. They'll have another opportunity from the corner. It'll be Carolison. There's a centering kick. That one tapped away by Herrera. And it goes out of bounds. So it'll be a throw in for the Aggies. 3.5 minutes still to play here in the first half. Ellington in. Ball gets through as Munoz tried to get it to Gamboa. Ball up past midfield though. Vecchi there with it. They'll send it back to Monji. Vecchi with the big boot. Central Christian controls it. Under 3 minutes to play now here in the first half. Vecchi sends it back to Monji. Monji with the big boot back to midfield. Central Christian able to control it. Wallace challenges. They'll send it to their back line of their defense all the way back to Herrera, who clears it out. Back to midfield, high kick. The header by Nieto. Munoz sends it forward. Now Munoz gets a foot on it. Trying to fight through the defender. They'll say a foul. .2:15 still on the clock. Free kick for Central Christian. That one passed through in the middle, up ahead. Aggie defense there. Under 2 to play now in the first half. Ball on the far sideline. Now back towards midfield. on the outer edge of the box. That one's sent out of bounds. Be a throw in. Just over a minute to play here in the first half. All the way to the near side. That shot well wide of the goal. No goal kick for the Aggies. Under a minute to play here in the first half. Manji with the boot. Past Munoz, out of bounds. It'll be a throw in for Central Christian. Munoz with a header, then Wallace with a foot on it. Ball out of bounds. They'll say it's Aggie ball. Under 30 seconds to play here in the first half. Ellington with the quick throw in, up to Carolison, header forward. Central Christian defense there. Wallace gets a foot on it. Still has control of it, kicks it up ahead. Now Gamboa with it, knocked to the ground, no call. Central Christian with it, under 10 seconds now.
6, 5, 4, 3.
As the final seconds of the half tick off, and we head to the locker room. We're all tied up at one apiece. We'll be back with the second half.
State Farm scoreboard right now, 1-1 at the end of the first half.
Experience freedom with PTCI Cellular and save money. PTCI has locally owned towers to cover our home area, and we partner with nationwide providers to serve you nationally. You have the freedom to travel anywhere in the United States with no worries. Stay PTCI local with the newest phones on the market, and that's not all. Save up to $600 on a new phone. Remember to shop local, live large, and save money with PTCI.
Call 338-2556 or click ptci.net for details today.
Over 75 years ago, our town was electrified for the first time. The co-op was started by local people coming together as a community.
Today, we're still working side by side with our co-op to make decisions locally that best serve our area.
And that will benefit not only this generation, but future generations, making sure we'll all have the power we need to grow and flourish right here in our hometown.
I would also like to remind you that the concession stand is still open, I believe. If you'd like to go down and get yourself something to eat, something to drink, now's the time to do it at our halftime. It is being run by our cross-country team. We thank them for their hard work, and get down and support them. They're here supporting you tonight.
Bank of the Panhandle is a longtime proud supporter of all Oklahoma Panhandle State University athletics. We are proud of your accomplishments, wish you great success throughout the year and for the years to follow. 50% of our current employees at Bank of the Panhandle are OPSU alumni. We are Panhandle!
Would also like to say big thanks goes out to Honey's Barbecue, and big thanks goes out to Kim and all of their staff. Honey's Barbecue in Guyman, one of our great sponsors, as well as Charles White State Farm Insurance as our scoreboard sponsor. Would also like to say a special thanks goes out to Wirtz Lumber for their generous support of men's soccer here at OPSU. Again, don't forget to check out the concession stand. And if you'd like to find out all things going on for OPSU athletics, just go to our website at opsuaggies.com for all things Oklahoma Panhandle State athletics, including live stats and video.
I just don't understand it. I don't know how to talk to you. I just know I find myself getting lost with you. Lately you just made me work too hard for you. Got me on flights overseas and I still can't get across to you. And last night, I think I lost my patience. Last night, I came to a realization, and I hope you could take it. I hope you could take it all. too good to you. I'm way too good to you. You take my love for granted. I just don't understand it.
USA, you were born
Let's rage.
And here you were, you were gonna come to me. And here you are, but you better choose carefully. 'Cause I'm capable of anything, and everything. Make me your Aphrodite, make me your one and only. Don't make me your enemy, your enemy, your enemy. So you wanna play with magic? Boy, you should know what you're falling for. Baby, do you dare to do this? 'Cause I'm coming at you like a dark horse. Are you ready for a perfect storm, perfect storm? 'Cause once we on my wayward son, there'll be peace when you are done.
Kansas?
Lay your weary head to rest. Don't you cry no more. Standing in the rain with his head hung low, couldn't get a ticket. It was a sold-out show. Heard the roar of the crowd. He could picture the scene. Put his ear to the wall, and like a distant scream, he heard one guitar just blow him away. Saw stars in his eyes. And the very next day, bought a beat-up 6 in a second-hand store. Didn't know how to play it, but he knew for sure that one guitar that thought in his hand didn't take long to understand. Just one guitar, slowed way down low. Was a one-way ticket, only one way to go. I'm bringing sexy back, yeah. And all the boys don't know how to act, yeah. I think it's special, it's behind your back, yeah. So turn around and I'll pick up the slack, yeah. Dirty babe, you see these shackles, baby, I'm your slave. I'll let you whip me if I misbehave. It's just that no one makes me feel this way. Go ahead, be gone with it. 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 Go ahead, be gone with it.
Bring 'em out, bring 'em out, bring 'em out, bring 'em out. It's hard to yell when the barrel's in your mouth. Come on. Bring 'em out, bring 'em out. Hey. Bring 'em out, bring 'em out. Bring 'em out, bring 'em out. Hey. Bring 'em out, bring 'em out. VIP coming live from the VIP. Heard it.
The concert. The light at the concert. The party at the concert.
All right, Aggie fans, it's time for second half action.
And we are ready for the second half. Aggies will have the opening kick. All tied up at 1 apiece. There's the whistle. And we're back in play. Aggies with possession. Wallace sends it over to Ellington. Up ahead to Munoz. Now back to the back line to Terry. And up ahead, Herrera, the goalie there, for the grab. On the near sideline, up ahead. Stepping in front of that. Sending it back into the offensive end was Murillo, Alexander Murillo. And a throw in for the Aggies now in the offensive end. Murillo into Ramirez. Kicks it up ahead, gives chase, defender there to get it first. And they'll send it back across the midfield. Vecchi sends it back into the offensive end. Carolison got a foot on that. Now out in front of the box. Carolison with a head on it. And cleared out by Central Christian. Now Wallace with it at midfield. And that's going to be an offsides call. And a goal kick for Central Christian. Aggies with 4 shots on goal to just 1 for Central Christian in that first half. Of course, that goal from Central Christian from 43 yards out. It was quite the shot. Just right over the fingertips of Manji. Now on the attack. Outside at the edge of the box. Tapped in. Defense able to clear it out. That's going to be a throw-in for the Aggies. Murillo into Vecchi. Back to Murillo, but can't save it before it goes out of bounds. So throw in, ball back over to the Tigers. And Aggies take back possession. Now up ahead. Ramirez tried to control that but couldn't. Central Christian defense there to take it. Vecchi over to Terry. Ball up ahead, Wallace trying to get underneath it, gets a head on it. Over to Carolison. Now up ahead. Central Christian sends it back towards midfield again though. Ball out of bounds. Let's say last touch by the Aggies. Central Christian now on the attack. Aggie defense in good position though. Cleared back out near midfield. Tigers still with it though. Rio defending. That one out of bounds. That's going to be a throw in for the Aggies. Carrollton with a bicycle kick there. Kicked high by Vecchi into the midfield circle. Outside, Murillo will gather it in for the Aggies. Up to Carrollton. Has it tapped away. Central Christian kept it in bounds there. That was number 8, Andres Silva, with the nice play for the Tigers to take away possession. Ball into the midfield. He'll send it in. That one knocked down by Vecchi. Vecchi outside to Murillo. Now Nieto back outside to Murillo, over to Carrollton. Now into the middle of the field. Wallace chasing it down, taps it ahead to Ellington. Ellington able to keep possession, gives it back to Carrollton in the center of the field. And he'll send it in. Herrera easily brings that one in for the Tigers. Through the defense to the back line. Terry over to Vecchi. Vecchi with the kick ahead. Gamboa tried to get ahead on it. Went the opposite direction he wanted it to go. Ball back into the midfield. Central Christian with it. They don't have numbers though, as the Aggie defense is back, but do have space to move. Up top, near the box. And Aggies take it away. Munoz over to Ellington. He'll send it back out towards midfield. Aggies back with possession now. Terry up to midfield to Carrollton. Has it taken away. And a slide tackle from behind, that's going to be a card. It looks like it's going to be a yellow card. And that's going to be on Nieto. So free kick. They'll mark it at about 28 yards out. It will be Macedo Goitia taking the kick. He's from Argentina. Taking the free kick for the Tigers. Low shot blocked by the Aggie wall. That will send it out of bounds, so it'll be a throw in for the Tigers. That one headed out, so another throw in. That one to the outer edge of the box. Aggie defense saves it from going out of bounds. Down a block as well. Shot, and Manji with the easy save there. Had one of those, had one in the first half. That's his first save of the second half. Ball out of bounds. It'll be a throw in for the Aggies. Ramirez quickly in to Gamboa. Gamboa threw. He thought Ramirez was going to go, but a little miscommunication, and Herrera there for the easy play. Ball near midfield. Down to the back line for Central Christian. Sends it in. Terry there with it for the Aggies, up to Wallace. Ellington. Ellington cross-field kick. Ramirez hit from behind. That's going to be a foul. So Aggies will get a free kick from 50 yards out. There's the kick into the box. That one headed out. Central Christian with control of it. Top side near midfield. Across the midfield stripe. Now ball loose in the midfield. Here's a shot. And that one well wide. Goal kick for the Aggies. Ramirez was in position there but slipped. Central Christian takes back possession because of that. Gamboa tried to make a run at that one but had it tapped away. Pass Murillo. Now on the attack in the middle of the field. Takes a shot and Wallace gets in front of that one. Munoz with it now up top. Keeps possession. Back into the middle of the field. Over to Nieto. Now over to Murillo on the near side. That header sends it back across midfield to Murillo. Central Christian with possession now. Ball in the center circle, up ahead. And Nieto clears it out back past midfield. Pass through. And just stolen away there by Terry. That could have been a dangerous play. But Terry gets in just the right position, gets a foot on it. Central Christian quickly wins it back though. Far sideline. Looking for space to work. Kicks it back out towards midfield. And Ellington now with it. He's intercepted the pass. Wallace sends it up ahead. Looked like it went off the side of his foot though. Ramirez trying to chase it down. A lot of contact, able to get possession though. Sends it through. Gamboa trying to chase it down. And the Central Christian defense able to get there first. And they'll say it when it touched on the back line, so that's going to be a corner kick for the Aggies. It'll be Carolison taking it. There's the centering kick. Herrera bats that one out. That might have been a goal. If not, quickly backed up the other way now. Tigers on the attack. Now Nieto steps in front of that pass. Sends it back to midfield. Wallace now with it. Trying to get over to Ramirez. He's got it on the outer edge of the box and can't get a good foot on it. Carolison though with it out front. There's a shot. And Herrera there to make the stop. Carolison, neither he or Ramirez could get a solid foot on that. Cost them a good opportunity. Murillo wins it back for the Aggies. Back over to Carolison. Up top trying to catch Ellington. Defense is there. Ball out of bounds. And it will be a throw in for the Tigers. Big boot past midfield. And they'll head that one back to Monji. Terry kicks it across midfield. Header back towards the circle. Central Christian with possession now. 15 minutes off the clock here in the second half. 30 left to play. We're tied up at one apiece. Outside, just outside the box. Now inside of it. Trying to find space. There's a shot. That one's going to be well high and out of bounds, so it'll be a goal kick for the Aggies. Kick over to Ellington. Up ahead to Carolison. Trying to leave it behind himself for Gambioa, but Central Christian comes away with it. Cleared out by the back line. That one sent in, and that one tapped away by Nieto. Carolison puts a foot on it, controls it quickly, and has it taken away. 2-1, 2-on-1 from the defensive side. Able to take that away from Carolison. And Carolison tried to win that one back, but couldn't. Ball in the midfield circle. Now back middle of the field. And that's going to be a foul there. It was on Dre Ritchie, number 19 from St. Louis, Missouri, that was called for that foul. Ritchie came in here in the second half. Central Christian with possession. Ritchie there got a foot on that one, knocked it out of bounds as well. Central Christian still with it. They set up their offensive attack. They'll send that one into the box. Safe from going out of bounds. And they'll say an offsides call. So it will be a goal kick for the Aggies. Ellington with it now. That pass block. Wallace got a foot on it. That could be trouble there. Central Christian with it there. Takes a shot well wide of the goal. And they'll say it went off an Aggie defender, so that's going to be a corner kick opportunity for the Tigers. There's the centering kick. That one headed out of the box. Bicycle kick, tries to send it back in. Aggie defense cleared it out, but Central Christian with possession now. Shot back into the box, and that's going to be a foul. Looked like a hand touch. We'll give it back to the Aggies. .25 still left to play here. Tied up at 1 apiece. Aggies trying to improve to 4-3 in the Sooner Athletic Conference. They'll have 2 more games after this one. They'll go to Mid-America Christian in Oklahoma City on October the 26th, this Saturday. They play at 4 o'clock, or after the women's game is done. And then on November the 2nd, the final home game of this inaugural season, they will play Southwest Assemblies of God at 3 p.m. or as soon as the women's game is done. Sub into the game for Central Christian, a couple of them actually. Trying to get it through the defense. Murillo gets a foot on that one. Up to Gamboa. And they'll send that one back to Herrera to clear it out. Aggies back with possession. Out wide to Ramirez in the box. He takes his man on one-on-one. That one's blocked. It'll go out the back line. That's going to be a corner kick opportunity. Here's the centering kick, and that one kind of bent in. They'll get another opportunity as that one goes out the back line again. Sends it in again, this one a little longer. Defense heads it up. Wallace couldn't get a solid foot on that one. Wanted to take the shot. Central Christian with possession now on the near sideline. Gamboa steps in and off of Carolison, so we'll stay with the Tigers. Up the near sideline. And Becky there can't save that one from going out the back line, so that's going to be now a corner kick opportunity for the Tigers. Just over 22 minutes left to play. Tied at 1 apiece. There's the centering kick. Header towards the goal. Manji with the save. Ball stays in bounds. Central Christian with possession. That one headed out. Nieto got a head on it. And cleared out by Vecchi, out past midfield. Gamboa will throw in for the Aggies. Up ahead to Ramirez. Sends it backwards. And a shot by Gamboa, but that one was blocked. And we've got an injury timeout on the field as Central Christian has a player down. So we stop play with 21-23 left to play. We're tied up at 1 apiece. Free kick. We'll restart play. Central Christian will send it down. Terry over to Vecchi. Now over to Murillo. Murillo up the sideline. Kicks it ahead. Ramirez giving chase. Central Christian defense there though. They take back possession. Still on the near sideline, now on the offensive attack. They'll send it to the outer edge of the box. There's a centering kick, and it's cleared out by Vecchi. So it'll be a throw in. No, they'll say, they'll put it down. It'll be a corner kick. So scoring opportunity for the Tigers. And now they've changed it again. It'll be a throw in. Ball still along the near sideline. Shakes off Wallace momentarily enough to get a kickoff. Nieto clears it out though. Ramirez gets a foot on it, but Central Christian comes away with it. Good defensive positioning though. There by Vecchi. Ball out of bounds. Throw in again for the Tigers. Splits the defenders. Now Carrollison steps in front of that pass. Long kick ahead to Gamboa. Gamboa gains possession. He'll send it up ahead. Headed back though by the Tiger defense. Gamboa now with it again. Open on the other side if they can get it to him. That shot was blocked as Ramirez was open for a while there. Wallace now. Sends it over to Nieto. Now Ellington sends it in. Ball up to midfield. Central Christian with it. Wallace with it. He'll send it to the back line. Not a very strong kick, though. Vecchi able to get to it and clear it out, though. So it'll be a throw in for Central Christian right in front of their bench. Header by Nieto. And a foul call. That was a questionable call, as it looked like Nieto didn't shove or anything like that on Central Christian, but nevertheless, it will be a free kick from about 40 yards out for the Tigers. 17.5 left to play. Manji there for the quick grab, throws it out to Ramirez. That ball out of bounds. It'll be Aggie ball. They'll throw in. And we've got a substitution that they'll stop play for. Can't quite see the number yet. Gamboa with it. And another foul. I believe that is Aaron Augustine, number 8, that is in the game. Augustine into the game from Germany. Ellington sends that one back in the middle to Wallace. Back to the back line. Vecchi with it now. Over to Terry. Ellington has it on the top side. That one rolls out of bounds. They'll say over to Central Christian. Ellington looking for a call there, but not much contact. Central Christian now into the offensive end. Through the defense. Can't save it before it goes out the back line. So that's going to be a goal kick. Aggie ball. He's getting a little heated down there. Sub into the game for Central Christian. Manji with the big boot. Back out to midfield. That one sent high. Vecchi gets a foot on it to send it back a little further. Ellington punches it up ahead to midfield. Carolison now with it. Sends it on through. Gamboa with an opportunity. If he can get it under control and can't get to it before it goes out of bounds. He was trying to fight off a couple defenders, but just could not get it under control. By far, really the best opportunity for the Aggies here in the second half. Of course, Gamboa does have the Aggies' only goal in this game with 13:20 left in the first half. Header by Nieto near midfield. Ramirez sends it forward with a header. Knocked down Munoz. Over to Carolison. Wallace sends it back in with a header. So did Carolison. And then the defense clears it back out past midfield. Now Central Christian gains control. Up past midfield. Ellington with the challenge. Sends that one back into the middle field. Murillo sends it ahead up to Ramirez. As that one knocked away by the defense. Ball stays in bounds. Murillo with it now. Long kick. Gamboa tries to angle it with the header, but it's well wide of the goal. The Aggie offense coming alive here in the last couple of minutes. Just under 12 to play. Still tied up at 1 apiece. When we've seen the Aggies this year, that's when they've been at their best, is late in the ball game. They are in fantastic shape and tend to be able to outrun their opponents late in the game. Herrera set up for the goal kick. Headed back to the back line. Central Christian with it. Pass across. This might be an opportunity. Manji with a fantastic save on the slide. Long punt past midfield. Central Christian does control it. Ramirez and Wallace trying to defend there. Now on the offensive attack, the Tigers center the ball in back into midfield. Now in front of the goal. Manji with another sliding save. Quick throw out to Ramirez. He'll get it over to Carolison. They're looking for the foul call. No call. And that'll be a throw in for the Tigers. Ramirez called for the slide tackle. He was upset for not getting the call earlier. Looks like that was more of a move of frustration than anything. Ball back to midfield. Central Christian with it. They'll center it in the middle of the field now. Back in the middle, Wallace comes away with it. And no, they'll say a foul call, and that's going to give Central Christian a free kick from about 25 yards out. So an incredible scoring opportunity here for the Tigers. Will be Andres Silva taking the kick. About 25, 24 yards out. Off the wall, Manji there for the save. So good defense there by the Aggies. Keeps the score tied up at 1 apiece with just over 8.5 left to play. Foul call. And so the Aggies will have a free kick from just over 40 yards out. Carolison will take it. Carolison sends it in to the box. Ball loose out in front. Defense clears it out. It will be a throw-in for the Aggies. We've got an Aggie subbing into the game as Ramirez will head out. And that will be Ritchie who returns. Ball on the throw-in into the box, headed out. Ritchie gets a foot on it. Tried to get it out wide to Ellington, but pass wasn't far enough ahead. Central Christian now with it. Pass intercepted there by Terry. Back to Ellington. Kicks it up ahead. Over to Ritchie. Both players take a tumble to the ground. They'll say it's Aggie ball. So free kick from 32 yards out. As Carolison will line up to take the free kick. That one curls in front of the goal. Oh, and the header right into the hands of Herrera. Almost a fantastic shot there. Just over 6.5 left to play now. Still tied up at 1 apiece. Long kick from Herrera past midfield. That'll be a foul on Nieto. So free kick for Central Christian. Kicks across. There's a shot from 30 and well wide of the goal. So goal kick for the Aggies. You're now under 6 minutes to play. Sub comes in for the Tigers. Wallace gets a foot on that one. Central Christian gets it back though. Back outside on the top side. Now into the outer edge of the box. And pushed out of bounds. That's going to be a corner kick. As Terry just making sure that attack was cleared out. There's the centering kick. That one headed by Terry. Ball still loose in front of the goal. Kicked up high and out. Headed forward by Gambio, plus a foul will give a free kick to the Aggies. Nieto, kick up ahead to Ritchie. Ritchie brings it down but can't save it before it goes out of bounds. So ball back over to the Tigers. Just over 4 minutes left to play here in regulation. That one headed out of bounds. No, Central Christian keeps it inbounds there. Ellington with it. Has it taken away though. And cleared out by Vecchi. And we've got an injured player on the field, one of the Tigers. They'll stop the clock with 3:41 left to play. We're still tied up at 1 apiece. And the injured player off the field. Aggies with possession now. Terry sends it into the offensive end. Fighting along the sideline for possession. Knocked down. That's going to be a foul. Aggie ball. Ellington will take the free kick from 45 yards out for the Aggies. Right in front of the Tiger bench. That one headed out of the zone. Shot is too high and wide. Got a foot on it, but couldn't get it under control. We're under 3 minutes in regulation left to play. Midfield, Wallace is going to be called for the foul. And Wallace is going to be called for the yellow card there. He went up high and hard there. So just past midfield, just under 60 yards out. Free kick for Central Christian. They'll send it to the top side. Referee says they were not ready for play, so they'll have to bring it back. And so the clock back rolling. Just over 2 minutes. He'll send it into the box now. That one headed out. Back in, tried to get the foot on it, but way high. And so goal kick for the Aggies as we go just under 2 left in regulation. That one headed forward. Central Christian takes back possession though. That one kicked high to the top side. Knocked forward there by Munoz. And that's going to be a foul on Munoz. So free kick for Central Christian. Minute and a half left in regulation. Ritchie trying to chase that one down. Now on the near side. Splits the defenders. Wallace there to interrupt that one. Central Christian still with it though. Splits the defenders. Vecchi there. He'll clear it out. Actually, that was Terry on that one. Gamboa with a foot on it. Under a minute to play here in regulation. Central Christian wins it back. Now taken away there by Murillo. Kicks it up through. And a foul. Clock nearing 30 seconds. They'll try to get it back out, take one more chance. Clock at 20 seconds left. There's a centering kick into the box, headed out, headed back in, still up high. Trying to get it outside. Murillo tries to get a foot on. It's blocked. Under 10 seconds. Back outside. We've got an injury on the field. One of the Central Christian players is down. They stop the clock with 2 seconds left to play. So unless we see a miracle shot at the restart, here with 2 seconds left, looks like we are headed to extra time. The referee says to put 6 seconds on the clock. So 6 seconds left on the clock. Carolison will take the free kick from 33 yards out. The Aggies with one more shot at this one in regulation. Here's the kick, and that one's cleared out. Shot high, and that is the end of regulation. We are headed to extra time on the pitch here in Goodwell, Oklahoma. We'll have a short break and we'll be right back with all the overtime action.
Experience freedom with PTCI Cellular and save money. PTCI has locally owned towers to cover our home area, and we partner with nationwide providers to serve you nationally. You have the freedom to travel anywhere in the United States with no worries. Stay PTCI local with the newest phones on the market, and that's not all. Save up to $600 on a new phone. Remember to shop local, live large, and save money with PTCI.
Call 338-2556 or click ptci.net for details today.
All right, go ahead. So both teams back out on the field for the extra period. 10 minutes to try to decide this. Central Christian with the first possession. Waiting for the referee to blow the whistle, ready for play. And there we go. Back to their back line. Now back up to midfield. Ball at the far sideline, they'll send it in. Aggie defense takes it away. Central Christian quickly back with it though. Ramirez had it momentarily, but Tigers get it back. Ball on the near sideline now. Ball on through on the near sideline. Space to work with now here. There's a shot. Crossing pass is headed out by the defense. Ellington gets a foot on it, sends it across the field to Ramirez. He tries to go up high for it. Comes away empty. Vecchi there to help clear it out. Munoz up ahead. And ball all the way to Herrera. Top side, they'll send it back in the middle of the field. Wallace tried to get a foot on that one. He'll chase down to defend, though. Wallace with a foot on that one. Now back out near midfield. Central Christian has dominated the first few minutes of this in time of possession. Now into the middle. Munoz there to take it away. Sends it back out to midfield. Carolison there. Sends it through. Ramirez there with an opportunity. Oh, he's tripped up. And that's going to be a free kick on that foul from 25 yards out. Probably a wise decision as Ramirez looked like he had an opportunity for a one-on-one there. Substitute coming in for Central Christian. So Panhandle State with an opportunity from just 21 yards out. 7.5 minutes left to play here in overtime. Carolison and Ellington there, both at the ball. Carolison with the kick to the far post, or off the near post. Ramirez saves it from going out of bounds. Off the defender, it's going to be a corner kick for the Aggies. But Carolison's shot just off of the near post. There's the centering kick from Carolison. Ball headed out of bounds. They'll say it is a goal kick. So ball back over to Central Christian. Aggies miss a couple of golden opportunities there to take the lead here in overtime. Herrera with the goal kick. He'll send it out to midfield. Nieto with the header. Munoz trying to chase it down before it goes out of bounds. Does. Gets it over to Ellington. Ellington brings it up the sideline. Elsay out of bounds, so it'll be a throw in for Central Christian. 6 minutes left in overtime. Ramirez fights for it, tries to get back possession. Central Christian able to maintain though. Murillo steps in there. He'll be called for the foul, so it's going to be a free kick from 50 out. They'll send it to the far sideline. Tapped ahead. Now from 30 yards out, there's a shot. Well wide. Under 5 to play here in the extra period. Manji quickly kits it out to Vecchi. Up to Murillo. Keeps it in bounds. That one tapped out of bounds. They'll say over to Central Christian as he tried to get it to Ramirez right along the sideline. 4.5 left to play. He'll toss it into the Tiger back line. They'll send it back to Herrera. Ball now at midfield. Four minutes left to play here in overtime. All out of bounds. It'll be a throw in for the Tigers. Nieto gets a foot on it. Over to Ellington. There's the kick from Herrera. Out past midfield. Wallace challenging. Can't get it away. There's a centering kick from the far sideline. Header towards this. Manji with the save. Defense clears it out.
bit of these cards on this camera.
Yep. Both teams back out on the pitch for this second overtime. Aggies are up a man, as in that last period there was a red card against one of the Central Christian players. So one last opportunity here for the Aggies here in double overtime to get the win. Munoz trying to settle it down in the box. Ball still loose out in front of the goal. Gambol with a foot on it. Munoz with the kick. That one deflected out and then cleared out. Francisco Macedo Goitia is who they called the red card on, number 4. So definitely an opportunity for the Aggies here in double overtime, being a man up. There's a centering kick, that one headed out. Aggies keep it in the offensive end. So from 30 yards out, it will be Carolison, or it looks like Ellington will take this one. Ellington lines it up. The South African sends it into the box. And that one was shot a little wider than I think he wanted to. Ball back out to midfield. Aggie defense there to control it. They'll send it back in. Carolison with an opportunity. Injured player on the field. And they will stop the clock now with 7:46 left in double overtime. Still knotted up at 1 apiece.
My name's and I recently purchased internet service from PTCI. I was asked about virus protection and I fibbed and said I was covered. Big mistake. A few months after my internet was installed, my bank called. I'd been hacked. They took all my money. I'd opened an email, downloaded malware that allowed some cyber crook access to my bank info. Don't let this happen to you. Take advantage of Tech Home from PTCI.
Injured player being assisted off the field. There's the goal kick from Herrera, sends it across midfield. Nieto with the header. Munoz trying to get it on there too. Carolison sends it up ahead. Gamboa pushed to the ground. No call. He was on the edge of the box. That should have been a penalty kick, as Gamboa was clearly pushed to the ground. Ramirez tried to get that one back for the Aggies, couldn't. Up across midfield. They'll send it to the near side. And then sends it in. Manji there to make the play. Quick throw to the top side. Murillo with it now. Long boot up ahead, trying to get it to Gambio. Sends it ahead. Munoz giving chase. Saves it from going out of bounds. One-on-one with the defender. Into the box. There's a shot, and it's well wide of the goal. Goal kick for the Tigers. 6 minutes left to play. Of course, down a man. Central Christian, they'll take their time with that. See if they can get one or two shots at a run here in overtime, but mainly trying to protect from this game becoming a loss. They'll take the tie down a man. Ball out of bounds. It'll be a throw in for the Aggies. Ramirez over there. Quickly throws it in. Carolison. That'll be a corner kick for the Aggies. Carolison over there to line up. 5:20 left to play. Here's the centering kick. And Herrera bats that one out. Gamboa keeps in the offensive end. Shot towards the goal. That one directed now outside. Ellington with it. There's a shot to the far post, and it's well wide. So under 5 minutes left to play. Aggies trying to improve to 4-3 in the Sooner Athletic Conference, but they don't have much time. 4.5 minutes, and with an opponent that's down a man, taking as much time as they can with any kind of a restart. That one cleared back to the defensive line. Terry gives chase. Manji with the boot back to midfield. Off the head. Can't save it. Be a throw in. Munoz quickly into the box. Heavy shove. No call there. They'll clear it out. It'll go out of bounds as Carolison had good position there. Ellington with it now. Under 4 minutes to play here in double overtime. Ramirez. And somehow Ramirez called for the foul there. Basically stopped fighting with the defender and released and gets called for the foul. 3.5 to play here in double overtime. There's the long kick past midfield. Central Christian with possession on the top side there. Now just 30 yards out. They'll bring it back into the middle. Defense there for the Aggies. Nieto comes away with the loose ball. That one blocked by Wallace. Munoz tried to get a foot on it. Big boot up ahead by Terry. Gamboa trying to get ahead on it. Ian Carolison down there for the Aggies. Ball loose. Now Ramirez with it on the top side. The outer edge of the box. He's in the box, and that one tapped through, so that's going to be a goal kick. 2 minutes left here in double overtime. Long kick out to midfield. Back line heads it back across midfield. Ball on the top side. Central Christian with a run into the box. Tries to center it up. Defense tries to clear it out but doesn't get a good foot on it. It'll roll out of bounds. So it'll be a throw in for the Tigers. Clock nearing the 1 minute mark.
1 minute remaining. 1 minute remaining.
Munoz with the throw into Ellington. 45 seconds left here in the second overtime. Long kick ahead. Carolison there with two defenders. That was a handball called on Central Christian. It'll be a free kick from 35 yards out for the Aggies. Clock at 30 seconds left to play here in double overtime. Carolison ready to kick. Clock at 20 seconds now. There's the kick. Past the defense, it will be a goal kick. And that is probably going to be it as we are now under 10 seconds.
6, 5, 4,
and Herrera won't even have to kick it.
1.
And a disappointing tie for the Aggies as their record will now be 8-4-2, 3-3-1 in the Sooner Athletic Conference. But with an full overtime period with an opportunity up a man, could not pull off the win. So again, the final here from Carl Wooten Field at Anchor D Stadium is Central Christian 1, Panhandle State 1. We thank you for joining us here in Goodwell, Oklahoma. Good night from No Man's Land.